If you thought The Exorcist was just a movie, think again. The terrifying events that inspired the film are rooted in a true story, one even more chilling and unsettling than any Hollywood script could capture. The real-life events that unfolded were so harrowing that they have left an indelible mark on those who have heard the tale. This is the story of Roland Doe, a young boy whose life was turned upside down by forces beyond comprehension. Imagine a quiet suburban home in the late 1940s, a time when the world was recovering from World War II and families sought peace and normalcy. The streets were lined with modest houses, each one a sanctuary for families trying to rebuild their lives. It was in one such home that the Hunkeler family lived, unaware of the dark events that would soon shatter their tranquility. But for one family, a seemingly innocent game with a Ouija board would change everything. Ronald Hunkeler, known by the alias Roland Doe, would soon become the center of a nightmarish ordeal. The Ouija board, often seen as a harmless parlor game, became the gateway to a series of terrifying events that defied explanation. Ronald was an ordinary boy until he began to experience the unthinkable. He was a typical child, enjoying the simple pleasures of life until strange occurrences began to disrupt his world. It started with small, inexplicable events that gradually escalated into a full-blown horror. Unexplained noises echoed through the house, filling the family with dread. The once peaceful home became a place of fear and uncertainty. The sounds were not just random creaks and groans, they were deliberate, as if something unseen was trying to communicate or intimidate. Objects moved on their own, defying the laws of physics and leaving the family in constant fear. Furniture would shift, items would fly across the room, and no one could explain why. The Hunkelers were living in a nightmare, and their attempts to find rational explanations only deepened their despair. Young Ronald's behavior turned disturbingly violent. Fits of rage, unnatural strength, and voices not his own plagued the boy. He would lash out at family members, his eyes filled with a fury that was not his own. It was as if another entity had taken control of his body, using him as a vessel for its malevolent intentions. The voices that emerged from him were not his own, speaking in languages he had never learned, and in tones that sent chills down the spines of those who heard them. These voices would taunt and threaten, creating an atmosphere of constant terror. The family was at their wits' end, unable to understand or combat the forces at play. Witnesses spoke of him thrashing about, contorting in impossible ways, and even levitating. Marks appeared on his body as if inscribed by an invisible hand, while his bed shook violently. These physical manifestations were undeniable, leaving no room for doubt that something extraordinary was happening. The family, desperate for help, turned to their Lutheran pastor, who had no answers, and referred them to Catholic priests. The situation had escalated beyond the realm of ordinary spiritual guidance, requiring the intervention of those experienced in dealing with the supernatural. Enter Fathers Raymond Bishop and Walter Halloran, who faced an ordeal beyond belief. The exorcism sessions were brutal. Ronald lashed out, hurling objects and injuring the priests. The priests, armed with their faith and rituals, were determined to free the boy from the grip of whatever was tormenting him. For weeks, they battled with prayers, holy water, and unwavering faith, enduring physical and emotional torment in their quest to save the boy. The exorcism was not a single event, but a prolonged struggle, each session pushing the priests and the family to their limits. In a final moment of clarity, Ronald declared his faith, and the torment ceased. The horrifying tale of Roland Doe inspired the novel and film The Exorcist, embedding his ordeal into our culture. The relief was palpable, but the scars of the experience would remain with those involved for the rest of their lives. But the debate rages on. Was it demonic possession or a severe psychological disorder? Experts and skeptics alike have pondered this question for decades. The story of Roland Doe continues to be a subject of fascination and controversy, with no definitive answers in sight. One thing is certain: the fear, the suspense, and the mystery of Roland Doe's exorcism will haunt us forever. The story serves as a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that may lurk just beyond the veil of our understanding. It challenges our perceptions of reality and forces us to confront the possibility that there are things in this world that we cannot explain or control. The legacy of Roland Doe's exorcism is a testament to the enduring power of the unknown, a story that will continue to captivate and terrify for generations to come.